Families and businesses utilising rainwater tanks, whether to reduce their mains consumption in the bathroom and laundry through to whole-of-house application where the water is being drunk, need to know the facts and make a decision based on their family and visitors' needs. Let's take a closer look at what Davey recommends as a minimum to produce high-quality rainwater if you're simply harvesting rainwater for use in the garden or to top up your pool and to supply devices such as a washing machine and toilet. When you think about it, it's all pretty basic stuff. For starters, it's a whole lot easier to keep problems out of the tank rather than trying to treat poor quality water. Keep the gutters clean, remove leaves regularly and trim overhanging branches. Better still, install gutter guards or similar. Next is a quality rain head, which will stop the majority of larger debris from entering your downpipes and are usually made with 2 sloped mesh screens that divert leaves and then smaller debris out of the downpipes. Rain heads also prevent downpipes from blocking and are virtually self-cleaning. Now, while major air pollution and acid rain are not an issue in Australia, airborne dirt and debris is. It slowly builds up on the tiles and in the valleys of our suburban roofs, ready to be flushed clean by the first shower of rain.
And if you're harvesting this precious resource, Davey recommends that you flush this build-up of dust, dirt and the occasional bird dropping from your roof before the rainwater is collected in your tank. This is simply achieved with a device called a first flush unit. Here's how they work. A first flush system diverts the first flow of rainwater from your downpipe, perhaps to the garden, before filling your tank.
The first question most people ask is, how much water will I need to flush my roof and gutters clean? Well, the rule of thumb is about 20 litres of water. Oh, and remember, first flush devices need to be cleaned regularly.
Next, consider protection of your tank's water from insects like mosquitoes. Most good quality tanks come with a superfine mesh on all inlets and outlets that will keep them out of the tank. Make sure that the mesh on the tanks arrives and stays in good condition. And if there's no mesh, get it fitted.
If you're stopping mozzies and insects, you'll be stopping anything bigger, and that includes leaves, twigs and birds. And like the first flush device, it's just as important to clean these screens regularly.
Lastly, drawing water from a clean zone of the tank is essential. A really good idea is to have a floating inlet fitted to the inside of your tank. This simple yet effective device draws your water from the top of the tank's supply just below the surface, rather than the bottom.
Well, when would a floating inlet be required? Natural biological activity inside your rainwater tank helps to further purify the water. As a result, smaller particles bind together until large enough to fall to the bottom of the tank. These particles slowly form a sludge in the base of the tank, which will need to be cleaned out around every 5 to 8 years, depending on your local conditions.
The positioning of the outlet of the tank to your pump, relative to the base of the tank and sludge, is critical. The outlet must be positioned 100 millimetres above the base of the tank to ensure debris and sludge water are not pumped. Or a floating inlet will ensure that the highest quality water from just below the top of the tank is drawn into the pump.
There are a range of floating inlets to suit Davey's rainwater pumps. Just check with your Davey pump specialist for the right floating inlet for your pump and tank combination. They are particularly effective with submersible pumps and underground tanks. They are well worth the investment, delivering improved water quality and reliability of all the equipment in the system, including your toilet. Lastly, a tank level gauge is a handy addition to any rainwater tank, as they provide direct feedback on how much water is available and allow homeowners to gain a true understanding of just how much water they're using. These are the basic requirements for using rainwater in the home in places like your bathroom for flushing the toilet and in the laundry for washing your clothes. A rain head and first flush device teamed with tank screens should be seen as your tank's first line of defence and are the most cost-effective primary protection that rainwater stored in a tank can get. Oh, if you're interested in employing your harvested rainwater supply for the whole of house, including the drinking water, check out the chapter on whole of house supply for Davey's recommended water treatments.